right, welcome back. We'll continue where we stopped. So as usual, we'll open our IDE. So I observed something last time we ran this application. It wasn't well aligned. So let's just run it again to see. So you'll observe that the first frame looks to be skewed to the right somehow. And the one for in service since, and then this one doesn't seem right here, development language and the listing, and this is supposed to be for the comments. So let us just see what could be causing this, and then let's rectify it immediately. All right, so the first thing that I'll do is to go to the top frame, and then just make it sticky W, so that it is left aligned. So if we execute that, you see that one is aligned now. And then what we are going to see again is if you go down to, all right, so I think there was a mistake here. So this is okay, by the way, that is fourth. All right, so that is our fourth container. That's fine. So we've put these development languages, so we've created this container here. This is the label frame, and we are that's where we are putting our list box, and so this is inside the fourth container, and the fourth container is inside the main container there. So let us just go down quickly. So you will have observed here that you see this developer list container. In other words, this list box for listing is supposed to be in this container and not the languages container. So I think that was causing a problem. Let us do that. Let us run it. So you can see now it looks there's a separation between these ones. The only thing is that we have to change this one to user comments, and then we have to align this one to the left. So let us go back quickly. So this is actually user comments, not user. That's the joy of copy and paste. User comments. So if we run that, it's looking much better. Those are user comments. Let's just move this one to the left, so that it's well aligned. But what could be causing that? Let's just quickly see. So let's go in there. Where is it? It's right. We go to where's that container? All right. So this is the container that is not looking right. So what we are going to do? Let us just use. So it's actually to do with the alignment as well. So we are going to stick it. We've not used this one before. North plus south plus east plus west. All right, let us just see what it will do for us. You can see now it has aligned it correctly. So most of the skewing on the GUI usually is as a result of the way the things have been placed. So now that we've done, we're done with that. The next phase is for us to add the frame for the buttons. So that is going to end our development of the GUI as it is from the app that we saw earlier from the demonstration. And then once we've done the buttons, then now we can continue to do the functionality. In other words, the interaction with the database. So as usual, we're going to go down, and we are going to add what frame? We're going to add Okay, let's add let's just move slightly up. We get a okay, so this was the fourth container, so let us just copy that. We are going to copy, now we are going to call it fifth container. What are we going to call it? Fifth. Okay, all right, we copy that, we place it here. So instead of so it's going to be 4. Everything else will remain the same. So now we can start to add buttons under the same. So the first button that we are going to create is a search button. Search equals, so all you do is you say button, it's okay, open bracket. Where is it going to sit? This button is going to sit in here. All right, and button must have a text on it so that people know what it's doing. Then that text must be descriptive enough to convey the message of the function of the button. So I'm just going to say search. Okay, what other property can we set? Let us set the property of width. Let us set it to 11. Now a button, usually what happens is that when you click on a button, you are executing an underlying command on that button. So there's also a command button. So in other words, what command are we executing? So usually that could be we're going to call it search up. It's a function which it is going to call. What other functionality can we check? Let's say maybe we'll leave that one at the end. Let's add other properties. So background color, we are going to say light gray. Foreground color, we don't need to set foreground color because foreground is usually black. So let's just say let's put it there as but it's just redundant. There's no need. So black. Then let's put our font equals. So there are several ways in which font is also created, but you can do several things in one line. So for example, I want Arial, the size I want 10, then I want it bold. Okay, so if we but now we can't we need to place it somewhere. We need to place it so we're going to say search dot okay dot grid. Where are we placing it? So within this we are going to place it, let's do I want to use something that, all right, let us use that. Okay, copy. I want to place it on 0, 0. Okay, but the padding I want to reduce it a bit to 2 instead of 5. All right, so now if I run this, it's going to give me an error because it will be looking for this command called search up, but then when we execute it we won't find search up. But let's just try and see what it will the behavior that it will give us. So it says search up is not defined. So it's because we are calling we are assigning an object to be executed by this command, yet that object does not exist. So what we'll do quickly is we are going to say, all right, we are going to create it there like a function. It is a function basically. All right, and for us just to create a redundant function, we say pass. So in other words, this function will be called, but it won't do anything. Now, one of the things that is good in development is breaking down an application into manageable units or manageable parts. So ideally, what we can do is that all this code can be broken down into various functions, and those functions could even be placed in a different program. So if you want to use them, all you do is you call them, you do in the same way that we've been doing import here, you import those functions. So if this function was sitting somewhere else, we would need to import it, and then in that case the code is managed very well, and yeah, there isn't too much cluttering. So let's just execute this and see. So we've got our first button there, and then we may just need to it seems there's no space around that frame. So let's just quickly add a frame around that container. Maybe to or did we add okay, let's see the last frame that we created. Did it have okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this padding for this container here. So the whole idea is that once we, all right, okay, F5, so now at least there is a space in between that frame and that frame. There is some distinction there. So what I'll do now for time, I'm just going to copy this. Okay, copy that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So we've got all right. So that is search. This is create. Okay. Create. Okay, and here we are saying so instead of create, I'm calling it save. Okay, this one I'm going to have update, and here is also update. This is going to be delete. This is going to be delete, and this is going to be delete. So you see that we've set these properties once. All you do is just change a few, then you increase your own productivity in that you just utilize the other things that you've already done. Clear, and then this one will be our exit. Okay, so I can see exit is a reserved word, so let's call it exit up. All right, exit up. Okay, this one we'll call it exit. All right, the only change that we'll need to do is change the location. So that is on row 0, column 0. This is going to be column 1. This is going to be column 2. This is going to be column 3. This is going to be column 4. This is going to be column 5. Okay, what else? We need to change these ones now. So this one will be so I'm going to have a function called create app. I'm going to have a function called update app. I'm going to have a function for deletion, so it is going to be delete app. I'm going to have a function for clear, for clearing this screen, and then I'm going to have another one for, so I'll say exit app. So I'll quickly just create these functions. Ideally, when tidying up at the end, these can be placed in a just to avoid the cluttering. So this one is create. This one is update. This one is delete. This one is clear. This one is what did we call it? So we call it exit up. All right, so let's run this. All right, so we have all our buttons there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's too much space here. Maybe we may just have to maybe. All right, let's see what we can do so that we create uniformity. What we can do, let's just try to use that 3. Just want to see the effect that it will have. So it's moved slightly, so we'll continue to use 3 as the number of pixels on the. So let's do 3. Let's do 3. Okay. All right, it's looking good. What else can we change? By the way, I was saying that we don't need to use this foreground. Let's just remove it, and let's all right, so you see some of these things are it uses the default settings for foreground, so I'm going to remove it because it's not adding value to what we are doing. Let's see what else can we change. The length is okay, the width is 11. We are happy with that. Okay, row number 4. So this is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5. Save, update, delete, clear, exit. All right, so far so good. I think we can we'll do further visual inspections to see what else can be done to enhance the aesthetics of this window before we proceed to start connecting this GUI to